Well, hello everybody. This is Chrystal Lynn, Cowgirl Astrologer, coming to you from Southern California. I'm actually right now driving out to Temecula. So if you've never heard of Temecula, it's between San Diego and Los Angeles. So I'm about midway. And I think I told you guys some of the last videos that, I have an opportunity to have an office, a few days a week. And it's really, I typically like to kind of do my own thing at home. But I found that I was doing too much at home. I was getting too isolated. I was getting too much up in my head. For a lot of people, and I've seen this a lot, and including myself, the last 9 months really was like, when you're having a baby and you go through those 9 months and you're withdrawn and you're nesting and then pretty soon, boom, you have this baby and things start rocking and rolling. So this could be a physical baby. This could be a spiritual, awakening, a business baby, something that you've been developing. But for many of us, because Chiron was at the last degrees of Pisces, it was really taking us down into more of a deep, dark, emotional place, bringing up memories of the traumas in our lives that we'd all, thought we'd already left behind, that were coming up again. And so there's been a lot of time for a lot of us to have to take a hiatus, especially those of us that are out here in the spiritual community, where we're really having to give of ourselves to open up and share these concepts that are coming down to us. But it's time to start coming out now. And so that's what I'm doing right now, is just getting out of the house, putting my jacket on, working for, several concentrated hours. I've been more on top of my business. The readings have been coming in, which I'm so grateful for. Thanks, you guys. And those of you who have not had a reading, go to my website. I've got some specials. I'm reasonable because I believe everyone should have a chance to have a life-changing moment. Astrology, especially a reading, can really help you in a crisis or at a crossroad. And so that's the type of readings I do. I like to really look at the positive, being in reality with things to watch for. I do not predict certain specific dates, although I will give you the energy around certain dates and the choices that you will be looking at, because I want everybody to still have a sense of their own free will. And so that's the, kind of the style of my readings. But if you want to know more, you can email me. You can check everything out on my website. So here I am. I'm like a big girl now. I'm driving out to Temecula to do my first reading, one-on-one reading in this office. I've done a lot of one-on-one readings where I'm right there with people, but this one is like a professional one. Like I'm a professional astrologer now. So, that's kind of fun. And they're from a business group in the area. And I did a little bit of going to those groups where you shake everybody's hand and give them your card. And I'm starting to get some readings in my community. Okay. So it's just really interesting. And especially since the moon is in Gemini today. Here I am driving. Here I am traveling. I do like to, kind of be in my own little world and creative and stay home and stay on the ranch most of the time. But I needed some balance. And I needed to really, make my dreams important. If they're not important, although they always have been, but I was, growing basically any way the wind blew. Not having that set focus. And with Saturn in Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn still, Pluto, like we're in this exact crazy conjunction. And I have got my black leather jacket on and my boots. And it just feels that Capricorn energy like, no, I'm taking life seriously. and I can get out. So however that works for you, it's kind of, it can feel like, you know, fake it till you make it. It's like, I just started coming in the office. My business was kind of sporadic because I was in and out. It's only going to, and I talk about this as a business because I do have an astrology business. Although, you know, when I come on YouTube and I share these type of videos, you know, I'm reaching out to a whole community. This is how I can express the love of astrology and teaching in a way that I can give it. At the same time, you know, as we get deeper and more serious and different things like that, and I put, you know, that kind of work into reading charts, then it's a little different. But the bottom line is, you know, the last few years we have felt like, you know, we've been all over the place. And think about it. The last 7 years, Uranus has been in Aries. It's a fire sign, so it's impulsive, it's passionate, it's manic, it's, I have a great idea, and then it fizzles out, you know. It's competitive. We've been competitive, you know, identity, you know, people stealing other people's identities and trying to be like other people and copying other people's work. You know, so then pretty soon you don't feel like you can even put an idea out there. It starts to shut you down. And yet, you know, that's been necessary, so I think, so that we can push it and push ourselves to even better ideas. It's like, oh, let them have it, I'll do something better. And that pushes us. That pushes us. So that's really what the universe, I believe, in part, has been doing for many of us. Uranus is the internet, is social media. It is, it does rule Aquarius, which is astrology, the new age of Aquarius. And we've all been moving into this shift. It takes time, but how we eat, you know, getting back to the earth. Our bodies aren't going to need as much food and want to be weighed down emotionally and physically. The age of Aquarius is really about spirit body, that we can see each other's spirits differently. We can not look at the body so much, but the body has to be taken care of. And so we're all going through this shift. This has been, you know, several years, and it's going to continue on, little by little, making those changes. That was another thing I wanted to share with you guys, give you guys a little bit of a health date or update right now. When you have such big heavy hitters like Uranus, moving into Taurus, I don't know about you guys, but I have been like eating all the time right now. And it's so funny because I'm usually, you know, don't eat that much. But it's like I can, you know, Taurus is about comfort and comfort food. Often, you know, Tauruses will tell you they have issues with their weight or emotionally eating. I've been like eating for 2 weeks, and it's funny because I posted that and all these other people said the same exact thing. So I'm hoping that will calm down, but you may find yourself just like eating all the time. It's also probably because as Uranus moves into Taurus, we're going from this fiery high vibration that keeps us all just a little bit, you know, high anxiety and manic and impulsive. And when you're up there vibrating, like, eat this much. But now we're moving into the earth, the sunlight, and we might feel like we're calming down a little bit. You feeling like you want to get your foot on the ground a little bit, that you want to take care of your house and redecorate and maybe, you know, really, really value the things that you have now. You know, it's like my car, it's like it got super messy, and I'm like, you know, I have a nice little car, I really need to make sure I take care of it. You know, my Pisces moon has got me always a little messy, but I've been wanting to be, you know, value the things that I do have, the things that I am grateful for, not necessarily wanting more. I want to value and take care of the things I do have. You know, how much more can you have? I've been down that road. I'm going to be 50 this year. And I keep saying it because I'm trying to, embrace it, desensitize myself to the idea. It is a little shocking. But you know what? I wear it. I want to wear it well. I want to embrace each year of my life, and especially since this is the beginning of my Chiron return. So those of you born in 68, 69, 70, okay, I'll give the specific dates, I think even up to 72. But we're going through major shifts. Now, going back to health, got a little off track. Going back to health, and this will be for 1968, 69, 70, even more so. We're going to have to really, really pay attention to our health now, okay? With the planets really dominant in Capricorn, Aries, and Taurus, along with the tail end of Jupiter and Scorpio, this could be a really intense time, one for knees. I actually hurt my knee, like just last week. I couldn't even move, and I didn't even know what I did. But hurting your knees, Capricorn rules knees. Okay, your body, your joints might feel like you just can barely move right now. Your muscles may be very sore. That's because as these planets shift, it changes the atmosphere, it changes the density. And so our bodies are trying to adjust. Another one I've had and heard a lot of people is like gas, like burping, and a little bit of like a nauseated stomach. I've also been having a lot of adrenaline rushes, like just, when you get kind of that little adrenaline shot when you're excited about something, or, you think of something, or maybe even, an intuition type feeling. But mine's a little bit on overdrive. I just keep feeling that feeling. And I really believe that's because Chiron is going into Aries. Aries rules the adrenal gland. So, with Taurus, it's going to be about the throat, allergies, sinuses. I'm having major allergies, eyes, ears, ankles, a little bit of ankle stuff going on there, the neck. Okay, so all of these areas are going to be highlighted. And for some, if you've been really taking care of yourself, that could really come out in a positive way. So we all got to just take a look. Our earth is changing, and our health is really important. Okay, our bodies are not going to be able to get away with the abuse that we used to do. And anyway, well, I am pulling up now. I have my reading at 11. And that was fun. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please email me, crystallyn68@gmail.com, and or cowgirlastrologer.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Cowgirl Astrologer, and I'm starting to put a lot of updates there. So head over there and or send me an email. Take a look at my website. All right, guys, thanks.